Hey, Cleaning Nation. This episode is taken from some coaching calls that Mike did with our clients that we thought would bring tons of value to you. We hope you enjoy. And now on to the show.
Does it ever make sense to switch your niche? What would be the reasons for doing so? I'm glad we're talking about this because you're slacking me and I'm like, we got a call tomorrow. Let's just do it.
Yeah.
So I hate to say never or always anything in business or in life because I would never switch niches. I'm sure if you all tried hard enough, you could find 10 reasons I would switch a niche. So if I may modify your question to, would it make sense for me to switch niches right now? That I think.
Right. Yeah.
So short answer, sure, I would switch niches. In what circumstance? I don't know. There's an infinite amount if we just thought about it, but that won't serve you at all. What will serve you is where I'm at now. Well, yeah, let's talk about it. So for everybody, and I want to make it a little broader conversation so everyone can get value, but it will absolutely answer your question, Jessica. It's really switching niches, or sorry, adding a niche. Because I'll just get some background. Jessica was like, hey, I've got an opportunity to do and this will get you a little clearer because I think yesterday you were like, I have a client that we were going to do residential and we're going to bid their commercial. And I'm like, don't do that. Jessica, I think you'd had a comment where if I remember right, our Slack conversation, Jessica was like, hey, I've got an opportunity to bid, I believe, not they're going to give it to you, you're going to bid it, or you have the opportunity to bid a very large commercial account. And you're like, well, should I do it? And I said, well, I wouldn't haphazardly bid a commercial account, but if I was already planning on switching to commercial, yes, I would, but I wouldn't just bid one commercial account and be like, if I get it, I'll switch. If I don't, I won't, because that's just giving way too much power to what is really a random thing. Like, so if you get
super random
your whole life, and if you don't get your bid, you're just gonna keep doing what you're doing. So I wanted to have this conversation here as opposed to Slack on, well, let's figure out what the problem you're really trying to solve, and let's solve independent of this bid that you have no control over. And then we can use that framework to solve the bid, which is the right order, as opposed to using the outcome of a random bid to solve the should I switch niche problem, which is the wrong order, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
The same with employees going, I only want full-time. Okay, I guess we'll offer everyone full-time work. Well, that's not how we do it. We're like, this is what we make the employees meet our needs, not our needs meet the employee. Software company goes, you can give bids and have them book online. Oh, well, you've got that feature. I'll start booking online. It's like, hold on. We want to make sure we are clear on what we want. And then we have our software employees, opportunities that we pursue match the goal of our business. We don't switch our business operations to match any of those random things.
Yes.
So let's just start at first principle, sister. What's the biggest challenge you're dealing with in your business right now? Is it working too much, making too little, not growing fast enough? Let's start. If you could pick one problem to solve, what would it be? What's the biggest issue? It's a question. Take your time.
Yeah. So it's really a twofold. So like there's a lot of background here. So let me try to just do it real encapsulated. So I need to increase my revenue. Like my business needs to be the sole income for my family. Like, so that's part of it.
To increase your revenue, you need to increase your profit, which may include increasing.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah.
So to put a finer point on it, you need profit. Got it.
Yep. And then, but there's kind of a twofold with that. Like I have to be out of cleaning. Like I do. Like, I don't know. You were talking to Tim and Beth. This was several weeks ago. And you said, you just have to come to that point where you say, I'm done. I'm not doing it anymore. Right. And I've come to that point. And I really do see that I'm getting very much closer to it. I've got 2 great prospects in, where I live. Another one in Butte. So it's really going well. Like things aren't going badly. It's just that this place reached out with an opportunity. So I just wanted to look at it and say, well,
yeah, hold on. We're just first principles.
Okay, again, yeah.
It's hard.
Did I answer your question?
I think yes, but I've got follow-up questions because this is a big thing to get to the bottom of. And for all of you guys and gals that aren't in this exact situation, the framework we're going through is exactly the framework that you guys need. So the questions I'm asking and the path we're going to take her down is universal, and you guys can ask these, and I'm happy to walk through it with you or Janelle or Suzanne, whoever your coach is. So this process is something at a high level you do on your own. Not that I don't love doing it with you and we don't have coaches, and I still use coaches to walk through this with me as well. but being able to do it on your own is important. So please don't be like, well, because her answers and her situation is different, this isn't useful. This framework is wildly useful. So anytime you've got what feels like a big question, we got to go back to first principles and go, what are we solving for? So what I'm hearing you say is we need to solve for you getting out of cleaning and you increasing your profit. And that needs to happen fairly quickly. Fair?
Correct.
Okay. What profit do you need out of cleaning is easy, meaning you're cleaning some and you need to clean none. That's pretty specific. How much profit do you need to make exactly?
I need 100,000 a year.
Okay. So we'll call it 8-9 grand a month. We can break it. Okay. How big is the town, the area that you service?
4,000, but Butte is 30,000. And that's like, I feel like the world is my oyster up there because I haven't marketed and I have slowly obtained clients. So I feel like with residential speaking, that if I could have a solid team up there of cleaners, and I'm building it.
You're getting to, so super, I find this, no, don't apologize. It's just, this is what you're doing in your mind, which is why you're having, we don't want to get in. By the way, this is kind of a boring, tedious conversation, but that's what has to happen is we need to get down to one thing before we go to the next. So as entrepreneurs, we want to already go to the solution, and it can be frustrating when someone, me in this case, is like, no, we're going to get crystal clear on the problem. You're like, oh, that sounds like a pain in the ass. I'm like, it is. But once we get the problem super clear, the solution's almost very easy. So what happens is we jump to the solution real quick and we miss, or we guess, and we do 2 or 3 different solutions that don't work. We probably didn't identify the problem well enough. So no, I'm trying to put the brakes on and go slowly because I love you, not because I'm straight with you. Yeah. So forget about all that other stuff. And step 2, we're still on step 1. Step 1 is your service area is 35,000 people. Is that correct? You only gave me Butte and the little 4,000 person town you're in. Is there any others? I don't know about this stupid thing. We'll find something nice to do for anyone that can teach me how to make Zoom stop doing my freaking hand gestures. Probably Google, I've just been too lazy. So the town that you live in, which really doesn't have anything to do with anything other than it's where you live, is 4,000. You already have clients in Butte. That's 30,000. Are there any other towns that you service or would be in that area, or is 35,000 the universe?
So I don't know that number because there are surrounding areas, but.
What county are you in?
I'm in Beaverhead County.
Do you serve the entire Beaverhead County?
No. It's like the largest or the second largest county in the U.S.
Oh, you mean
so
by like
and then
size? Yeah,
and then Butte's in Silverbow. I think it's in Silverbow County, and so that's there's a lot more surrounding areas there, but I don't know how big they are. So it just depends on how far you want to go out. If you want to go out like 20, 30, 40 an hour out of town, those are possibilities, and I'm okay to market
within a 30-minute radius. What's your best guess on population?
Within a 30-minute radius, yeah. So that would include Anaconda as well as Butte. So man, probably like 50,000, I'm guessing.
So pretty simple to get $100,000 income out of a 50,000. Very easy, right? In residential or commercial. So when you're doing with like 6,000 people and there's nowhere to go and you have to drive 2 hours, it's like, well, now we have to have a hold, like I think with Tim and Beth. Yeah, anyway, it doesn't matter. Yeah. Then we have to have a different conversation. But if you've got 50,000 people within 30 minutes, you do not need to do residential and commercial, period, end of sentence.
Right,
so if the good thing, and I'm so sorry, guys, I'm a little under the weather, so my energy's not as good. My voice is cracking like I'm hitting puberty, but sadly, puberty's long in my rearview mirror, guys. Don't even remember it's that long ago. So getting out of cleaning really makes no difference if you go commercial or residential because the hiring process is exactly the same. The avatar you're going to pick up might change a little bit. How you do it really is almost identical. So nothing to talk about. However, if you need to get to 100,000 and you're sub that, I know I'm pretty confident I know the answer, but it's important that you come to it. Do you think you can pick up all of that? So call that $35,000 a month in revenue. And I don't know where you're at, 10 now, give or take 10, 15.
No, I think I'm close to 10, but I haven't reached 10.
All right, we'll call it over 9.
No, I'm probably at 7 or 8.
All right, then you're not close to 10. We're going to call you 7. Not judging,
Okay.
I just want to deal with where we're
Yeah.
actually at. So sincerely, Jessica, if my parameters, and please fill me in if I'm missing the important data, if my
Yeah.
parameters are I'm doing 7 grand and I need to do 35 grand, which is a 5X, and I need
Mhm.
to bring some time sensitivity, like I don't have 18 months to do this, I have like 6 months to do this. And I need out of cleaning. And I need to maintain a 30% net profit. Is that where you're at?
Mhm.
So I'm going to give you a big encouragement and then we'll get granular. You've got the what to do and how to do it. This is definitely not
Yeah.
a skill set where you're like, I don't have the wherewithal. It is 100% a beliefs upgrading. So I'm going to do the best I can on the tactical, but I don't want to keep trying to solve what I see as a beliefs problem with tactical solutions because it's just not going to.
Yeah.
Without getting sexist, a lot of times us men try and solve emotional problems for ladies with logic, and it doesn't work in personal life. It doesn't work in coaching. So you've been with us long enough, and I'll give you all the tactics you need and help you do that. But I really think you're at a probably 8 or 9 out of 10 there, and you only need to be a 7 to solve the problem that we just talked about. So you've got beliefs that are holding you back. And I love that you identified. I wasn't at the point where I'm like, I can't clean. I'm not going to clean. I'm god dang done cleaning. Because that's a flip that really has to switch, right? Like you're hiring ads, all that I can go over with you. I can tell you exactly what to do, but until you're like, I'm not cleaning, that's just it. That needs to happen. I think
Yeah.
you've got some fears or something going on. Because again, I wish you just for a month, you could see you through my eyes. And when it comes to your business ability, I think if I had your brains and your skills and your strengths and weaknesses with family and all the time things, I'm like, I could hit that no problem. Not because I have a ton more skills than you, because I think you've got the skills you need. I just have beliefs and certainty that I could do it. And I think that's what really needs to be built. So I'm going to give you what I can here, but double down with your time with Suzanne and be like, what am I missing? There's some sort of belief it's not serving me. And the belief of I can't clean anymore, I won't, is god dang ridiculous. And I love not love in a mean way, but that you're the last one back and you're like, I'm still god dang good. Because hopefully you look around and go, some of these guys have things I don't have, and I have things some of these guys don't have. So it's not like they're born better looking, smarter, richer, whatever. They all have things you don't. You have things they don't. It ain't that.
Yeah.
Mike Campion here. Do you ever listen to the podcast and go, this is great information, I just wish I could actually get it implemented and I wish I could get some help? Well, we do that. If you would like either myself or my team's help actually coming up with a plan that's specialized to you and your business, because with these podcasts, obviously we have to be very general and we can only go 20 minutes at a time. If you'd like to jump on a call with myself or my team, go to growmycleaningcompany.com/talk. We'll jump on a call. There's no charge. And we'll help you get some absolute clarity around exactly what to do next and how to do it. The reason we don't charge for these calls is the plan that we come up with, people want help implementing that. If that's the case, we're happy to talk about it. And if it's not, that's okay too. We're happy to just help you come up with a plan. So if you want to translate the information you're learning here into an actual plan that can change your life, give us a ring, growmycleaningcompany.com/talk. Love to either myself or have one of our coaches walk you through and actually personalize the content you get here to where you're at with your business. Talk soon.
So back to the question, and I've been where you're at. If I were fighting the same problem, which is where you're at, like I'm still stuck at this thing and everyone else seems to be adding 3, 4, 5 grand a month to their thing. And I would kill for that. I don't want to say the easy answer, but the tempting answer is I'll do something different. I'll go to commercial and that'll be easier. It won't. So the big the big difference between commercial and residential is commercial's got a long sales cycle. So if you need to get this problem solved now, the answer isn't like, well, I've got some experience and knowledge about what my clients want and how to get it to them. And my clients want a service that they can decide they want it today and buy tomorrow. Will I have better luck with a different type of client that makes a decision over months' time? Well, I don't think so. And I get the temptation of, well, but this one bit, if I get it, whatever, that would solve my problem. I doubt it, because one of two things will happen. One, you get it, or two, you don't, right? If you don't get it, well, that's just a bunch of wasted time. Now you're another 2-3 weeks back because you're putting all your hopes in this thing, and that doesn't happen. Two, you do get it. And just give me your best guess. Is it a 2, 5, 10, 20? How much $1,000 per month would this thing add? Best guess. I know you don't know, but
Uh, my best guess would be 10 to 12,000.
Call it 10. So now you're doing, instead of doing 7 grand, you're doing 17 grand, right?
Yeah.
Best case, now you're doing 20. So now you're 2/3 the way to your goal. But so that's good. But to get that extra third, the likelihood you're here, so we're gonna make sure you don't make a huge mistake, but the likelihood you make a small mistake is high. So
Yeah.
is it 30% profit? We'll see. And if you get it, which I'm guessing the likelihood is low, because if I'm them, I'm like, you have no experience in commercial. If it's 10 grand a month, that's got to be 3 or 4 people, 4, 5, 6 hours a night. Like it's got to be a pretty staff thing. I'm not saying you couldn't or shouldn't or whatever. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
if I'm that, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I was just gonna say it. So I don't know if this is a unique opportunity or opportunity. I don't know if that's the right word too. But I did go and talk with her, and she's like, we'll train you, we'll train your people. We want to have a monthly meeting with you, open communication. Like I got her pain too. So I don't think that's normal. I don't know. Is that normal for commercial? Like they're, in a sense, they're pursuing me. This is not something at all that I like. It's just dropped in my lap.
It's very abnormal. But
Yeah.
that doesn't mean it's good or bad. It means it's abnormal.
Right.
So I want to
Yeah.
know why they're pursuing you. Like, are you having trouble getting other people? Or do you
So
have-
So here's
I don't want to
what
get too far. I don't want to get
Okay.
too far, but
Yeah.
I just want to give you the heads up that I want to tell you what's going to happen. So when it happens,
Yeah.
I just want to say what is likely to
Yeah.
happen in the future.
Yeah.
No offense. There's not a lot of people that are like, we've got a $10,000 account. We just can't find anyone good. So I'm going to pick this one person because she's uniquely special and she's going to like, why do you want me? I'm confused. Like, I wouldn't just
Yeah.
have no questions, right? If someone's like,
Mhm.
Nairobi and Prince, and I've got $10 million I want to put in your bank account, and I met you through email, I have questions, right? I just like,
Yeah.
okie dokie, well, let's get this party started. You seem like a nice guy. Like,
Yeah.
tell me about that. Like, why
Yeah.
me? What's going on? And I'm not, hopefully you know me well enough. No, I'm a pretty positive guy. I'm not distrusting of other humans, but this
Yeah.
is really, really fishy. Like, no offense. You could get lots of people. Why me? I would just ask that clear and question.
Good.
Right?
Okay, good.
They're like, we can manipulate her and she's tiny and we can take advantage because we'll be all of her business. So she will be doing weekly meetings. She'll do it for no money and she'll
Yeah.
shut up and she'll like it. So I don't know if that's the case, but I'm just like, okay, if not, why? Like, because
Yeah.
you're just a lovely human. Like, there's lots of lovely humans that want your $10,000 a month. Why would you give it to me? I'm just very curious as to why.
Yeah.
That's all. So there's 2 things that would have to happen. A, you'd have to get it. B, you'd have to get it at a price that is profitable. And that's my
Yeah.
big concern. I'm not saying they wouldn't give it, but
Yeah.
if I'm them,
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm just trying to put myself in their shoes. I've done other bank accounts that want a ton of money. My boss won't give me a ton of money. I'll find some little person that doesn't know what this should cost and manipulate her into doing it. And then you're screwed because when she's now half your business, or the way you told, if you're 7 and 12, she's 65% of your business. When she throws nickels, you dance, lady.
Yeah.
And that could, so there's levels of things. So I get you going, I've been trying to do this thing for a long time and it's not working. And I don't want to keep trying it and failing. So I'll try this other thing, which I haven't failed at yet. And maybe it'll just magically fix everything. I get that. And it's a very compelling siren song. If I had to put the chances of this being a $12,000 account that pays you, that's a 45% cost of goods sold, that pays you 30% profit, that actually gets you 2/3 of the way to your goal, I'd probably put around 15% just with the information I know, because I still don't know why she wants you. Like, what's the, like, is she, if this is your daughter, it's like, oh, okay, well, now I understand. Nope, just a stranger that knows or a friend that likes me and trusts me, that wants me to do a job that I don't have any experience in and wants to pay me full freight and help me do it and hold my hand. I'm just like, what's in it for you?
Yeah. And those are the kind of questions that I don't like. Thanks for framing it like that, because I do want to ask those questions, because that's what I was thinking too, is it seems a little bizarre. Now, what she said was, well, we try to do it in-house, but we can't find people to work for us. And then they've had a company that's worked for them for 5 years and they're not interested in additional training. So like, I know she has problems, but you're right. Like, why?
All red flags. Like, why won't anyone
Yeah.
else do this? Like, why am I so special? And I'm like, how
Yeah.
to, if you sit down at the poker table and you don't know who the chump is, you're the chump. So
Yeah. Yeah.
If you sit down at this table and you don't know why she's being so nice to you, you
Yeah.
will find out. It's just you find out
Mhm.
6 months later after your contract and making no money. You're like, oh, these
Yeah.
people are crazy, or oh, they won't pay, or
Yeah.
oh, I don't know what the
Well,
case is. But I want to know before I contract with them and give them effectively half
yeah.
more business than after.
Yeah, yeah. And I agree with that. I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't, because I was just going to put the can on it, because it is a red flag. If I'm residential, then it doesn't make any sense for me to like dabble in commercial. But I wanted to make sure that it wasn't like, oh, well, here's an opportunity that's landed in your lap that could, and again, I'm not dissatisfied with what I'm doing, and I see so much more that I can be doing and so much more like potential, so the switch wouldn't be because I'm unhappy with what I'm doing at all. It was just like, well, and she said, well, we could just give you one building and just see how it goes. And like, so like, it's almost overly accommodating.
Well, that's a normal thing. That has no red flags of you're new,
Okay.
you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
I want to train you and help you. Let's try that. Actually, I do like, because that's a more measured approach.
Okay.
And you could both try it. But here's the deal.
Yeah.
I don't want to just categorically go, don't do that.
Yeah.
Short term, could this move you ahead? So my long term, are you going to get this at 12 grand, give or take 10, it's going to get you 2/3 of your goal, both in profit and revenue, and not hurt you and set you up to actually expedite you on your way to your goal, being out of cleaning. Or I think it'll get you out of cleaning slower, right? Because just like you said, you're like, oh my gosh, there's a $10,000 account. I need to freaking be there. And if this is your first $10,000 account, your first commercial account, I'd be there too. So all the I said with Capri of like, hey, I want data points, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but when the stakes are this high, I'm like, F that noise. I'm going to be here. So I think this would actually slow your ability to get out of cleaning. Not kill it, just slow it.
No, I agree.
I think long term, it will slow your ability to get where you want to go. Might give you a short term boost. That I'd go probably 50-50. So long term, I'd get a 15% chance of, yep, this is a great account. Used it to get in a commercial. That was the whole thing. That was a good idea. Over long term, it was good. About a 15% chance from my experience of it doing short term benefit and long term damage, 50-50.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't mean like you're screwed. It just means it's like I got quicker to my 2/3 to the way of my goal, but then it took me forever to get to the last third. Yeah. Took longer than it would have had I just gone the regular way. So if I woke up in your shoes, and I hate this is not the entrepreneurial fun way, but the old man who's done this 1,000 times and doesn't say the fun stuff is, we got to solve the goddamn problem. Because again, no offense, if you can't get residential clients, getting commercial clients is much harder.
Right. Yeah.
Now, if you're in this one, it's like, well, now who am I getting for clients? If it's residential, it's like, well, this is just a huge drag on my focus. And if it's commercial, it's like, well, this one better pay, because you're not going to get, if it's going to take you 6 months to figure out the residential thing, it's definitely going to take you longer than that to figure out the commercial. So if I woke up in your shoes, I would be like, this is goddamn ridiculous. I am going to put out flyers. I'm going to offer free cleans. I'm going to build this. I'm going to talk to I think here, let me just read the 3 things we have in our client wins channel internally. I think Cindy started it with, and I got this from Suzanne. Hold on. Yeah, Cindy got her 11 out of 11 with 3,500 recurring sales. Capri had 15 leads, 12 bids, 8 clients, added $2,500. Caitlin added 3,000. So those are just the 3 celebrations I got yesterday. There's no reason you can't be adding $2,000 or $3,000 or $4,000 per month. And if you're doing, if you need to add 20,000, it's like, well, shoot, that might be 10 months, but you don't need to make exactly $10,000 today. If you see yourself going $1,000 a month in revenue, that would be fun. So it's far less sexy. Jumping off this thing would be much more fun. Like, oh, I'll talk about this and we'll do this and blah, 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 blah. But I think if you just cold-heartedly are like, I've got to get out of cleaning and I've got to make 10 grand a month, I would just hold myself accountable to every month. And if we have to talk every week about it, then by God, we'll do that and review your marketing plan during week. Then we'll just do that and just be like, that's what I'd really do is, will you look at my marketing plan and tell me why I'm not adding at least $3,000 a month in revenue, which would be about in profit, and what do I need to do so? I mean, just like Claire, she was pretty boring with, she'd show up in Jackson's thing, he would tell her to do something, she'd test it, sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't, and over and over and over. Then she got the leads things handled, and she's like, all right, now I'm not as good at selling as I could be, and then she got better at that, and then she's like, now I want to train someone else, and she got better at that, and now she's at the point where that's it. Like, just so you know, Claire, there's really not much else to do other than repeat. I can throw more money at it. So, and there's other people that have similar stories. So I want to encourage you. I would do the boring, consistent work and be like, I have to solve this problem. Why can't I add cleaners? Helpful, fair, not fair?
No, that's absolutely what I needed to hear. And I appreciate that. And that is, I'm excited, so like this week, I feel like there's progress on building a team, and having that consistent cycle. And then as soon as I have that, so that I'm not doing the cleaning, then I feel like then I can really focus on the marketing. But I couldn't focus on the marketing because there's so much marketing wise that I can do. I haven't been trying and I still get clients. So when I start trying, then it's going to be awesome. So
couldn't agree more. I think if I had to break it down into small chunks for you, it would be just get the heck out of cleaning for realsies for good, where you're like, I know I'm never going to clean. And I do think you could do both simultaneously. I think you're at that level, but it is harder. And I think you'll hockey stick once you get out of cleaning. You're like, all I'm doing is marketing. And really for you in your market, I just like LSAs, bunch of door hangers. Let's just crank that son of a gun out. Yeah. Cool.
Thanks for your help. I just really wanted your thoughts on that to make sure that I was reading it right and that I wasn't missing something. I think I kind of knew what you would say, but I definitely wanted to have that conversation. So thanks for helping me.
I just want to get more details. I don't want to just be like, no, don't do it, because it could be an opportunity. I just want to be like, well, what's the goal? And I really, if the goal is to get out of cleaning and be at $100,000, I don't think long-term that's the quickest way to get there. I think it's the quickest way to get a forward step, but it's 2 step back towards out of cleaning and making 10 grand a month.
Yeah. That sounds great. Thank you for your help, Mike.
Hey, Cleaning Nation, if you dug the content you just got, we don't do any ads and I don't sell anything on this podcast, but if you would just subscribe, rate, and review, it would be huge and I'd be so appreciative. Not only is it going to help me, but you'll help other owners of cleaning companies across the world work less, make more, and get profitable. So if you appreciate the value we give, again, subscribe, rate, and review. It would mean the world to me. I'd really appreciate it. And we sure appreciate your time and attention.